dude.
Yo, but Joe, yo,
Dude.
he been lit since he said that about the FBA. He's been lit, Joe. Cause he got me blocked. I don't really pay attention to what he's
It's
doing.
over for him because of the
What I'm
FBA.
saying, now
And then you start making bad judgment calls. You letting niggas come on your platform saying spicy shit, and because your numbers was going down, you said, I'm trying to, this gonna get me back in the hood. And people turned on you after that Fat Joe situation.
He better still be in that barbershop by Friday.
Joe, you can't say that.
The math, my expert opinion, you already see where that's going. They left a pigeon head with some frog legs in front of his shit, and the next thing you know, that FBA ran him out.
Now let's talk about it. Because Math Hoffa recently came out and explained why the lights will no longer be kept on at the barbershop where the popular podcast, My Expert Opinion, which is at the barbershop, will be filmed at, right? Now he gave his excuse, but I do find it mighty strange, just like a lot of people, mighty strange or coincidence or whatever you want to call it, right? Math Hoffa got his reasons why the lights will no longer be on. But if you ask me, that's BS. Because if the numbers were still doing what they do since that Fat Joe incident coming at the FBAs, if the numbers were still doing what they was supposed to do, man, that it wouldn't be no type of issues going on with that barbershop, right? Now, let's make it make sense, because since that viral incident with Fat Joe putting his foot in his mouth, and pretty much now his career is over with, whatever little bit of a thread of a career he had left, that's pretty much, we ain't heard from him since that incident at the barbershop, that popular podcast, My Expert Opinion. Since that incident, Fat Joe had to cancel hosting the BET Awards. And now you got Math Hoffa explaining why he can't no longer keep the lights on. And pretty much the numbers just been going downhill since that Fat Joe situation. Now let's break it down, right? Because the reality of the situation is Math Hoffa, FBAs are the reason your podcast was doing what it do. And it wasn't because the FBAs was tuned in to see Math Hoffa. No, it was the guest. It was the legend. It was the great interviews that was going on, man. Hip hop. It was all of the above. It was a much needed podcast. If you ask me, if you ask a lot of people, it was a much needed podcast. And it was a shame that you didn't speak up as a black man. My opinion, man, if any other type of friendship I have with any other man of another race, or any man of my race, period, man, listen, if we can't disagree, then that ain't a real friendship. If I feel you out of line, or if I disagree with you as a man, I'm going to keep my chin up and chest out. And that's just how I walk out the house and how I go back in the house. I'm going to speak my feelings how I feel. And I feel as a black man, that was the downfall for Math Hoffa, for just him and his co-host just giggling the whole time Fat Joe was throwing shots at FBAs. And, far as the term FBA, listen, man, as a black person, man, even if you ain't walking out screaming FBA, man, listen, man, that don't mean that a person don't feel how the term is. And that don't mean just because as a black man, me personally, I don't got 1,000 videos speaking on FBA this, FBA that, but I know what that term mean. And I know as a black man, I was offended hearing Fat Joe speak how he spoke on that podcast. And to hear other black men on that podcast giggling and hee-heeing, to be honest, as a black man, I ain't listened to another episode since. And I'm pretty sure it's been a lot. I mean, the numbers don't lie. A lot of black men feel the same way, man. Hip hop or not. That just is what it is. But where Math Hoffa went wrong was, like I said, not standing up just as a black man. Listen, you can disagree with another man, and we can still be friends. But Math Hoffa went wrong thinking that the ball stopped with him. That everybody was tuned in to see Math Hoffa. And that's where he went wrong. We was tuned in to see them great interviews. And once we tune in to see a great interview and we feel disrespected and you rolling with the disrespect, nah, we got to cut your water off by not tuning in. And other people felt that way too. Check this brother out, man. This talented brother, Zip with the Drip. He spoke and I couldn't agree more. Check this out, and we coming right back.
Feel like the platform fell off, the rise and fall of my expert opinion. See, Math Hoffa, people was not tuning into your platform for you, bro. You had it good, nigga. They was not tuning into the platform for Math Hoffa. It was a guest-driven platform, kind of like Drink Champs. Only thing is, Nori is a bigger and better personality than Math Hoffa. You understand? But it's a guest-driven platform. So, people is not really patching in for Math Hoffa. They don't care what kind of chain you had on, Math. They didn't care about your watch. They don't care you got 100 pair of Marys. You went and spent all of them thousands of dollars on jeans for nothing. Nobody cared what kind of pants you had on, bruh. Nobody. You could have went in there with fatigues on every day. You Math Hoffa, the strap rapper that is smack rappers. The only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. So you could have played that part and stacked all of them thousands of dollars that you was spending on them Amiris, and you could have been going to buy anything. Subi's regular jeans. You could have kept it so regular because you was not the focal point of the situation.
And I couldn't agree more, straight up. And to be honest, Math Hoffa, man, it was a dub for that successful black show. The minute you posted that episode of Fat Joe going in on the black community, man. The minute y'all was he-heing and ha-haing and not, you ain't even have to check him, man. You could have just let him, matter of fact, you had to check him straight up. It is what it is, man. It was a dub after that when it was all giggles. It was over. Excuse me, straight up. That's just is what it is, man. You thought you was bigger than your supporters, brother. And that was the downfall. Now, maybe you will bounce back and it's a learning lesson, and I hope you bounce back. But in the future, when you bounce back, because I'm going to speak it in existence for you, man, because the reality is, man, we need successful black men. But we don't need successful black men laughing and giggling while other men of other races are downing black men, black women. Nah, that just ain't what it is. That ain't where it's at, brother. And your supporters, as you can see, was the black community. And it wasn't even for you. It was for what you had going. Not for you. We wasn't tuning in to look at you. We was tuning in for the legendary interviews, man. But we be damned if we tolerate the disrespect. So, yeah, it was a FBA thing that put this show to a stop. This Bezo, man. Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe. Let me know in the comment section. Was it FBA that did this or nah? Peace.